The Repairman, Part 1. There are places in this world where silence feels wrong. Not because it's loud, because it sounds like it's waiting. Tonight's story begins in one of those places. Miles from the nearest town sits a lonely rental cabin tucked deep inside an old forest. No neighbors, no cell service, just one winding gravel road disappearing beneath towering pines that seem to lean a little too close to the windows. The listing promised peace, perfect for getting away from the world. Maybe that's exactly the problem. The couple arrived just before sunset. They unpacked, lit a fire, laughed over dinner, and settled into what they believe would be a quiet weekend. Around 9 that evening, someone unlocked the front door. Not knocked, unlocked. The man stepped inside wearing muddy work boots, faded blue coveralls, and carrying an old metal toolbox that rattled every time he moved. He looked to be in his 60s, gray hair, a weathered face, a smile that somehow felt rehearsed. "Oh," he said cheerfully, "looks like you finally painted." The couple froze. "I'm sorry," the husband stammered. "Can we help you?" The repairman chuckled like he just heard the funniest joke. "You've always been a kidder." He walked straight past them, not around them, past them as if they were standing in his hallway. He opened a cabinet without looking. There they are. He pulled out a coffee mug, not just any mug, the wife's mug, the one she'd unpacked 20 minutes earlier. He poured himself coffee from a pot they had just brewed, then sat in the rocking chair by the fireplace. Cold tonight, he sighed. Neither of them spoke. After nearly a minute of uncomfortable silence, the husband finally found his voice. "Sir, I think you're in the wrong cabin." The old man looked genuinely confused. "The wrong cabin?" He laughed softly. "No." He looked directly into the husband's eyes. "I've been coming here every Thursday for years, but we've never met." The repairman's smile faded for the first time all night. He looked disappointed. "That's not like you?" Then he reached into his toolbox. The husband instinctively stepped in front of his wife instead of a weapon. The repairman pulled out a screwdriver. He walked to the kitchen sink, tightened one loose screw underneath, wiped his hands. There. That drip would have kept you awake. Neither of them had mentioned the dripping faucet. Neither of them had even noticed it. He packed his tools, walked to the front door, then stopped. Without turning around, he quietly asked, "Did you remember to lock the bedroom window this time?" The couple stared at each other. There was only one bedroom window, and they'd left it open. By the time they looked back, the repairman was gone. No truck, no headlights, no sound of footsteps on the gravel, just darkness. They locked every door, every window, pushed furniture against the entrance. Neither slept. Around 3 in the morning, they heard footsteps, not outside, inside, slow, heavy, methodical. The husband grabbed a flashlight and searched every room, nothing, until he reached the kitchen. On the counter sat the old repairman's toolbox. It hadn't been there before. Hands shaking, he opened it. Inside were rusty tools, a folded work order, and dozens of faded Polaroids. Different families, different couples, different decades, standing on the porch of that very same cabin, smiling. On the back of every photograph, the exact same sentence had been written in careful handwriting. "Great seeing you again." The last picture wasn't faded. It had been taken that evening. The couple was asleep in bed. Neither remembered anyone taking it. And standing in the doorway, barely visible in the darkness, was the repairman, smiling, as though he'd been living there with them all along. To be continued.